Center is Naima, okay. Maybe I should go to the very first slide first. Yes, Naima, please hurry up. You have to go quickly.
Ladies, gentlemen, our beloved professor, good morning. Okay, please stand up. Stand up. Not you up. Stand up. All of you, all of you, all of you. Pick up, stand up. Stand up. Stand up, please. Please, Ikram, stand up. Thank you. Sit down. I know some of you start sleeping, so I will appreciate. Okay.
Now, please, everybody stand up.
Rahma, stand up.
Now, what we're going to do is, you should sit down, but not Khadija, you stand up, and so on.
Okay.
One yes, one no. One yes, one no. One yes, one no.
أحس
Yes. You should be standing all the time. You should be standing all the time. Okay? Now the reverse, please. And you, Naima, you bring it all. Okay. Yeah. You have to wake up as well. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we go quickly now.
Okay, so the third part is going to deal with learning strategies and communication strategies.
You know why? Because you try to exclude yourself from
The community. Okay, we will start by learning strategies. So, learning strategies can be defined as the behaviors and the thoughts that a learner engages in during learning, which are intended to influence the learner's encoding process. That is to say, the learning strategies are those steps or those techniques that a learner uses when he learns. Okay, and they are in fact very important in that they affect the learner's emotions and his motivation and their affective state. Also, the way in which the learner selects, acquires, organizes, or interacts a new language. Some characteristics of language learning strategies are as follows. They are learner-generated, that is to say, they are steps taken by language learners. They enhance the language learning and help develop language competence. They also can be visible or invisible. They are flexible, they are not stable all the time, and they are influenced by a variety of factors depending on the conditions or on the materials you are conducting, and so on. So, some types of learning strategies, there are two main categories. The first one is the direct strategies, and the second is indirect strategies. Concerning the direct strategies, it consists of three main types: cognitive strategies, those strategies, mental strategies that are used when you. Yes, in your process of learning, and memory strategies concerned with the stockage of the information, and compensatory strategies which help in overcoming this this gap of unknown informations. Concerning indirect, we will see this in more details. Concerning indirect strategies, we have metacognitive strategies, or what we call thinking about thinking, or what is related with how you plan, how you organize your way of learning. And affective strategies, it concerns with the emotions of the learner. And social strategies, how you deal with the group, to what extent you are socialized in your learning in terms of group work and all that. Okay, how do we know that a learner has a successful strategies, and to what extent they are successful? Through actively, so those successful learner strategies are actively involve themselves in the language learning process, and this can be done by identifying and seeking preferred learning environments and exploring them. Also, they develop an awareness of language system, not just language, but language as a system. Also, they develop an awareness of language as a means or as a tool for communication and interaction, not just for learning the language for its sake. Also, they accept and cope with the affective demands of second language. You know that, especially for beginners, they encounter a lot of challenges when learning a second language. So when they have those useful or those strategies that are suit them, they can cope with these challenges and difficulties. Okay, now let us see. Do you think that learning strategies are useful? Yeah, in fact, they are very useful. They are not. You should know that they are not inherited. You cannot inherit a bad, or a weak, or a good strategy. But it depends on the learner himself, and in selecting or discovering that strategy which fits him. And it depends on the task as well. The strategy I am using in conducting a literary text is not the same when dealing with a scientific text, for example, or something like that. Okay, are learning strategies changeable? In fact, those that are related to the person himself, they are stable. But those that are related to the task are changeable. Yes? Each task, you cannot conduct every task with the same strategy. Each task has its own nature. But you as a person, you have a certain learning strategies which are general. You use them all the time. For example, in memorizing, you have your own strategy. Okay? Yes. Okay. Strategies enhance, in general, the language competence, the risk-taking, through confidence. When the learner is confident of what he's doing, he is encouraged to do a lot of things and not being hesitated. Also, it enhances the memory, which facilitates the retention, and self-monitoring, monitoring your learning and the knowledge you are acquiring. Also, you develop a good study habit, or what we call healthy learning. Now, let us move to communicative strategies. We have seen now learning strategies, now communicative strategies. So, I have a definition here. So, communicative strategies are potentially conscious plans for solving what to an individual presents itself as a problem in reaching a particular communicative goal. Another definition is a systematic technique employed by a speaker to express his meaning when faced with some difficulty. In other words, communication strategies are those strategies you are used to overcome the communication gap. Okay? Yes, we have a lot of strategies, and here they are. Yes?
Communication strategies, so to say, in the learning process, there could be some problems, difficulties, whatever. And then there is this idea, the speaker to express his meaning when faced. So there is communication taking place to discuss that in order to find ways to solve the
Yes.
problem or difficulty. So that's what we mean by communication strategy.
Yeah. And we have we have in communication strategies, we have conscious and unconscious strategies. And the conscious strategies are those you are not aware of. But the conscious strategies are as follows. We have avoidance strategies, which consists of message abandonment and topic abandonment. What do you mean by message abandonment? When you leave the message incomplete because of the lack of the language or the vocabulary. Topic avoidance, when you avoid talking about... yes, Maya? Yes, incomplete. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Incomplete, yes. Yeah, conscious communication strategies. These are the strategies of of communication strategies. We have subtitles.
That's why it's called avoidance strategy.
Yes, we have. No, you didn't get the point. It's not a strategy to follow, but these are the pitfalls you should be aware of. So when you in communication strategies, we tend sometimes to avoid. And what we avoid? We avoid to talk about a certain topic, or we leave the message incomplete.
That's why they are called avoidance strategies.
That may be the point. The point of the is in another way. The message helps in communication.
Strategy is like a solution for multiple problems.
Yes, indeed. And the solution of this strategy is coming in the next slides. So I was saying that message abandonment is when you leave the message incomplete, and a topic avoidance when you avoid talking about certain areas in language or certain topics because of the lack of the language, the vocabulary. And we have compensatory strategies, and in this we have circumlocution. Is when you describe or you exemplify to get the message, to get the meaning of something, or to send the message. Okay? And approximation, when you use a term which is as much as possible yes, near to the target item. For example, if I want to say sailboat, but I don't know the term sailboat, I can say ship. So it transfers the meaning. Okay, and we have use of all purpose words. Yes, those. Okay. Those overused items. Yeah, for example, use a lot of thing or stuff. Sometimes they are not appropriate in the context, but they can fill that gap. Yes, exactly. We have word coinage. When you create an item, you use it an L1 item, and you adjust it to L2 item. For example, you add a suffix or prefix. An example, for example, mushkilization. Mushkilization. The word is mushkila, but we add the suffix zation. Okay, you see the point here.
Word coinage is very common in all languages. So we coin these words that it exists before, and there are different ways how you can do it. Either you can come up with a new word altogether, okay, or you take a word and then you adapt it to the system.
I am sorry, this is not word coinage. What the example I gave is foreignization. I am sorry, but what we mean by word coinage is when you yes, you create, and for example, you derive a noun from a certain word which is not the right one. For example, if I said, I have here an example. If I said, yeah, vegetarian. They tend, most of people tend to say vegetarianist for the person. Why? Because they refer to, for example, psychologist. So they take this rule and they overgeneralize it.
It's very common in your language when we consider the past tense, ed. Go, and then go. Yes.
Prefabricated patterns when you use chunk of words like that, and you even don't know their meaning, but you are familiar with the general message they can send this word. For example, the example used by Ibrahim, that one with Spanish, por favor, yeah. I don't know what does it mean, but the word by itself, it conveys the meaning. For example, comment allez-vous? For somebody, he does not know that, or 36, all that, okay? And we have non-linguistic signals, the gestures, mimes, yes, all that. Literal translation, direct translation from L1 to L2. Here comes formalizing, musicalization. Yes, and we have code switching. You are familiar with this. And the appeal for help, and this appeal for help can be direct or indirect. Direct, for example, when you start your statement and you ask the interlocutor to complete the sentence, and the indirect when you try to cover by using those the hesitation device to gain time.
So all these are communication strategies, conscious communication strategies. And as you can see, they all deal with, we do them to deal with problems. Especially students learning a language, they have problems. Sometimes you can't say a word, sometimes you don't know how to say it, so it depends. Now, how do they proceed? You have, can you come back to this slide?
Yes.
You have avoidance strategies.
Yes.
You just avoid the talking together. Yes. It's negative, but it's a communication strategy. It's not a problem.
Yes.
Okay? And then message abandonment. You don't know how to say it, then you forget about it. You don't say it. It's an avoidance strategy to deal with a problem.
Yes.
Okay? And
Exactly.
learners, they do this. Okay? Or compensatory strategies, what we have there, all of those. When people, learners, they are learning a language, they don't know how to say something, how to tell it, so they can do also compensatory strategies.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
to convey their message.
And if you are aware of this all, you can look like a fluent, native-like speaker, because you avoid all what will cause you a problem to stuck in your conversation. Okay, and we have stalling or time-gaining strategies. Those fillers, those feel like, you see? Yeah, those devices to fill in the hesitation. Here is a comparison between learning strategies and communication strategies. We will go.
Go next to the point.
Okay, they are clear. Yes. As a conclusion, we can say that the teacher is required to use several different strategy assessment methods to best collect data for student development use in learning language strategies, as well as the cultural context and the cultural background of learners. When it comes to testing, it is better for the teacher if he tries as much as possible to cover these strategies so that they can give the chance for all the learners to participate according to their own strategies. But a man here called Killerman said that the teacher teach the learners. He advised the teachers to teach the learners more language and let the strategies look after themselves. Well, he is a killer. Killer man. Okay. This one.
Okay, so here, okay, that's fine. So you can have a look at this.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I like the aesthetics of your Hi. That's the